This is James P. White from 95.7 Cruise FM, The Locker Room. Welcome to the Jedi Jimmy podcast. This is episode number 52. Now, this episode, I'm dealing with The Mandalorian Season 3. Due to the fact that I got really drunk last Friday, I was not able to do my podcast, so I am doing a double episode. And what great 2 episodes. The first episode was called The Foundling. Now, it started on the planet where the Mandalorian covert was. Now, Grogu actually started his training as a Mandalorian. So, in doing so, what he did is Mando had him working with training darts against the Foundling who got his helmet in the first episode. He's Ragnar. He's the son of Paz Vizsla. Now, part of the creed that Din Djarin mentioned to Ragnar is one does not speak unless one knows. Now, after taking a couple of hits in this practice with the darts, Grogu actually ends up winning. What it is Mando says, "Don't be afraid to show them what you can do," and he did a bunch of flips and stuff like that over Ragnar, and then landed and shot Ragnar in the chest with 3 darts simultaneously. It was so cool. Now, Ragnar, what ends up happening is he ends up getting attacked and taken by a Shriek Hawk. Now, Bo-Katan actually follows the beast with her ship. So she's able to track the creature and figure out where its nest was. Now she was given control of the hunting party. She became the leader. Now the armorer tells Paz Vizsla that he has to take the Shriek Hawk training team to join them, and the Shriek Hawk is a creature that is native to Mandalore, and the planet that they're on is in the Mandalorian system, just not Mandalore itself. Now, the outline of the Shriek Hawk is actually the symbol of the Death Watch, and Bo-Katan, and so as I said, Bo-Katan leads the rescue. But while they're gone on the rescue, the armorer actually teaches Grogu how the forge works, where they make the Mandalorian armor. And she says that the forge reveals our weaknesses. But during the time that she's forging, Grogu has a flashback to Order 66, where several Jedi stand in front of him to protect him from someone who's cutting through the door, who we find out is clone troopers. Now they help him escape to an elevator to get him to Kelleran. Now Kelleran Beck was, he's also known for being the voice of Jar Jar Binks. Now Kelleran Beck was a Jedi Master, and he helps him escape and is chased through the city by troopers. Kelleran is also the master of 2 lightsaber combat, Jar Kai, which is a cool dueling style, but he also uses Form 3 Sarasu, that's the same type that Obi-Wan uses, but he can do it using 2 lightsabers. So in the summer, I'll actually end up demonstrating how that works, Jar Kai, as well as staff combat. That's going to be something I'm going to do later on. Now, while trying to escape, they fly past the peak of Umat on Coruscant, which we were kind of introduced to in the last episode. In the first episode a while ago. What ends up happening is they end up escaping, but they end up going to a Naboo starship, and security troopers actually end up protecting them for their escape. I have a feeling that Padme actually did send the troopers nearby to help the save some of the Jedi. Now the armor makes Grogu a piece of armor. It's a round chest piece, and it has the same symbol as Din Djarin, the symbol of the Mudhorn, which she also did say it's the symbol of the tribe of two. That's who Grogu and Mando are. Now, the Din Djarin saves Ragnar, and the raptor is actually eaten by the alligator-like creature that we saw in the first episode. That was seen in Chapter 17. But Bo-Katan had a piece of her armor removed. So she went to the armor, and she made her a new shoulder piece, but with the symbol of the mythosaur. And she explains to the armorer how she saw the mythosaur, which everybody thought was actually just a myth, just a story. Now, one thing that I did get wrong in previous episodes, it was a theory I had on how Grogu escaped, was I thought that R2-D2 had something to do with his escape during the Order 66, but I was wrong. Now, the next episode was called The Pirate. Now, it starts on Navarro. The pirate ship led by Gorian Shard actually attack the town on Navarro. Grief asks Grief Karga asks the Republic for help. Carson Teva, he's the fighter pilot that was in previous episodes of the other seasons. He gets the message, and he actually goes to Coruscant to try to get help. But after he gets the message, cool thing happens. He ends up talking to a Lasat, who looks actually it is Zeb, also known as Garazeb Aurelios, who was in one of the main characters in the Rebel series. He was part of the crew of the Ghost. I thought that was really cool, and it's actually voiced by the same voice actor. Now, as I said, Carson Teva goes to Coruscant, but as he's asking for help to help save everyone, what ends up happening is the comms officer, so what's her name? Elia Kane, she actually interfered and stopped the Republic from helping them because they aren't a member of the Republic. So Mando actually petitions the members of the Covert to help on Navarro. And cool thing happened is Paz Vizsla stands up for Din Djarin and to get the help and help him and Bo-Katan, because he said they are an honorable people. They helped save my son, and they risked their lives to save his son, and that shows the honor, and that's what Mandalorians do, is help. That was a really cool part, and that really showed an awesome part of Paz Vizsla. I really loved that. Now, the fact that the people from Navarro had escaped to tunnels and caves in the desert, the pirates have basically taken over the entire village, looting and plundering and wrecking stuff. But, so, now the rescue happens. So, a bunch of the Mandalorians are in Bo-Katan's ship, and of course Mando is following in his N1 starfighter. So a bunch of the Mandalorians use Bo-Katan's ship as a drop ship and drops out into the town, fighting a lot of the pirates. And also, what ends up happening is we see just how good of a pilot that Mando is, by how he basically destroyed a bunch of the starfighters of the pirates. They not only liberated the village, but they destroyed the pirates' ship, and also they crashed. And it's pretty good chance that the pirate king Gorian Shard is dead. That was an awesome. It was an awesome battle. Now, what happens is Captain Carson, he actually found the ship that was transporting Moff Gideon, and he realized it was attacked, and it looked like that Moff Gideon had escaped. And scanning the ship, he found a fragment of Beskar armor in the wall. So I have a couple of theories on this one. One, it could be a member of Gar Saxon's group. He was an Imperial that was Mandalorian during the rebels, during the rebellion. Or it could be a trick, because we all know that Moff Gideon had access to some Mandalorian armor, so he could be setting up the Mandalorians to think, so that the rebels think that they're bad guys. What a cool episode. Now, predictions I have going forward is one, Elia Kane is still working with Moff Gideon, and she is actually in touch with him. And also with the fact that we saw Zeb, I think other members of the Ghost from Rebels, so it could be Hera, it could be Sabine Wren, we could even see Ahsoka Tano in upcoming episodes. So excited about that, because it's a known fact that they're all gonna be in the Ahsoka Tano series, which is coming out later this year. Also, I do believe we're gonna see Grand Admiral Thrawn. He will make an appearance, and I believe that they're also gonna have. We're also going to see Grand Admiral Thrawn Boba Fett. Let me tell you why. Because just before this episode ended, the armor actually talks to Bo-Katan and tells her to take off her helmet. She says, "You need to be." The armor says, "You need to be the one to help unite all of Mandalorians, all of them. So you need to be our leader to bring everybody together, bring both worlds," because she's lived in both. I thought that was so cool. That's why we're gonna see Boba Fett, because he's a Mandalorian. His father was a foundling, Jango Fett, and I also do think that either Gar Saxon's clan, we could see them from the Rebel series, or see them also, and they could be working with Moff Gideon. Now, previous predictions I did have that still might happen, as I said, Ahsoka Tano showing up. Bo-Katan could still fight Mando for control over the dark saber, and a previous prediction I had that I knew was going to happen was the pirates were going to come after Mando, and he did, so that was cool. I look forward to seeing you next time. I do need to thank all my sponsors. First of all, I do need to thank Army Chris for Fire for Effect Productions. He helped me learn how to do this, and I do need to thank Crier Media, where you can find my podcast and every other podcast, and that's about it. Look forward to seeing you next time, and may the Force be with you always.